All right, the Snapmaker has arrived. And I ran into an issue where that puts our total for the week at... Howdy, howdy. My name is Ryan, and welcome to my print farm. This week we're going to be preparing for Black Friday sales, where I've already started mine on my Etsy shop, and preparing for our small business Saturday market that we're going to be attending. Join me this week as we go through how things are in a typical week in my shop. To kick things off, I have my setup displayed. I set it up each week, that way I know what I need to work on printing for the week. Most of my inventory is pretty good. I just need to fill a little bit of backstock on some items and perhaps some minis. Past that, I'm going to be just focusing on orders that come in because it is Cyber Week on Etsy. As for orders that I've already got, I did get a few orders for some cows. That's one of this one was an order, as well as someone requested it with the wood oak for the spots. And then I did have two other orders for the raptors by the same person. So this person requested the raptor in the peachy sunrise for the mat, as well as the pink mat for the feathers. And I noticed I was a little low on those raptors, so I figured I'd print a few extras as well. And over on this printer, we have one in the blue version. This was in the blue-green coral and the blue feathers. So looks like they turned out pretty good, so I'm going to be getting those off the plate here shortly. Also, you may have noticed, I once again redid my setup. I'm expecting the Snapmaker U1 to be coming in today or tomorrow. It said tomorrow, but at midnight it was dropped off in my local town, so I'm hopeful I'll maybe get it in today. So I've kind of positioned where I'm going to put it right here. Raised up the shelf, that way one of my P1Ss could fit below. And then it's a tight fit, but I moved my two A1s and A1 minis down here. You'll also notice that I upgraded the A1 mini during the bamboo sales and gave it a AMS. So now I can do multicolor on all my printers. So yeah, that's where we're at. I did have a request from someone to show how I do my setup with the shelves, so I'm going to go ahead and show that here. It was requested that I show how the shelving system gets set up on a table, so I'm going to go ahead and show you by setting up a half a table's worth right now. Overall, it's pretty straightforward with the magnets that we have embedded. I just grab 3 of them at a time. We're going to do 6 rows worth. And from there, they just connect on the bottom. Then from there, you just have to get the smaller portions. And all you have to do is just connect it. Most annoying part for me is just finding them because I don't organize it well enough in the shelf. Okay, so that's the first row. Then the second row. I just have known enough now that I kind of know the position. Biggest thing is making sure that the magnets, you spin it around afterwards. That way they can see, or that way they can make sure that it connects. So we've got both. And as long as you are lined up, which we'll see if I am. And half the time I don't get lined up, but all you have to do is just reposition it slightly. So we got half of the second row. And we got that. So there we go. Got the second row done. Now we take the longer ones that we have. Just throw it right on the back right there. I normally just do it in sections of 6 rows, just because if you try to do them all at once, it does get a little for me, it gets a little annoying because you need to make sure you line it up every so often. Like this. Oops, more. And there we go. So pretty straightforward. All you have to do is then go after and kind of check behind them. Make sure it's kind of got the magnets lined up for stability. But it's good enough that even if someone pulls out the middle, the magnets are going to hold it in place. So yeah, then from there you just extend it to however far you're going to go on the table. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward process. It's been really great. And then when you're done with the setup, all you got to do is you remove the first rows, put them in. And then I'll normally put a bin below. And all you do, just take, drop them right in the bin. Now, it is normally much cleaner. Of course, I did this for a video, but it's pretty straightforward. From there, you grab, like I said, I normally put a bin below. That way when you drop it, it drops right into the bin. And you're good to go. Put the lid on it. It's cut my time easily by 2/3, I would say, for the setup. I hope I was clear with this. Good morning. It is Tuesday. And to start things off, I have some reindeer that had finished. And for the most part, I am pretty much done with printing everything that I needed for the week. There wasn't too much that I needed for this small business Saturday this week, except for the corgis, and I did a few lobsters. And yeah, that was it. I might do some squirrels. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, everything has gone good. Other things today I'm looking forward to is I should be getting the Snapmaker later today, which is the printer I've been looking forward to. Planning on incorporating quite a bit of that into some videos over the next couple weeks. As for what I'm printing now, I have some dogs that are printing, some mini dogs, one in the black and white. Over here I have, oh, that's interesting. It is some fidget clickers, but one of them apparently completely did not print. Well, at least it didn't mess up the other print, so that's good. Well, slight on the bottom there, slight shift, but I don't think it'll cause a problem. Over here, we have the lobsters that finished printing for the buckets. With their buckets. I'll be getting those in there. And over here, we had an order for a frog dice tower, which will be finishing in 1 minute. So I'll be getting that packed up with this Posca marker. Had 2 orders yesterday, so got to get those taken care of. But yeah, that's how it's going. I'll be touching base with you guys later, and I'll be showing the Snapmaker as well. All right, the Snapmaker has arrived and has been set up. And it has finished. Good morning. It is Wednesday, and as you can see, the Snapmaker has been set up. I did a whole live stream doing the whole setup process. It took a bit longer than it should. A lot of that was 100% my fault, but hey, we're good to go and ready. Already did the base model right there. Turned out beautiful, if I do say so. Said it took about 3 hours. I didn't catch how many color changes, but that's all the purge that we have. Looks like it puts it all into the tower right there. I'm currently doing a test between the Bamboo P1S with the cow and the same model on the Snapmaker. Biggest difference I've seen so far is over here on the P1S. Oops. It said it was going to have 30 grams of purge. Oh, let me turn this over. And a total of, I didn't capture it. There we go. Total of 63 grams and 5 hours and 10 minutes. Over on this one, the total is 10 grams in 2 hours, an hour and 50 minutes. That's crazy. I mean, normally I would never print just one of them at a time, but still, that's crazy. So we're going to see, one thing that we did see yesterday during the live stream is definitely the pre-flow calibration takes a good bit of time, so that does factor into some of it. Past that, over here, I'm printing some moose and bear from Cinderwing that just came out. However, I ran into an issue where some PTFE tubes burst out, so I got to replace that in a minute. Down here, I have some unicorns printing. This, I just finished printing some of these. And over here, that was the cow that you just saw on the other printer. I'm going to be getting some stuff started with that. But, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of setup, good bit of effort. But we've got the Snapmaker, and I am ecstatic. The amount of stuff I'm going to be able to print faster, all that stuff. You're going to see me pumping out some videos. You're going to see kind of some comparisons between, you know, some basic animals, some dragons, etc. I'm going to throw a bunch of different comparisons into some videos and see. So stay tuned. And if you feel like watching the live stream, take a look at it. I'll link it in the video. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving Thursday. And to start things off, let's check in on the Snapmaker. It's reprinting a order that I made a mistake on. I'll show in a minute. Haven't started any prints on any of my other printers as of yet, but some interesting information. So, start things off. We've got the initial print. Looks really good. And I figured I would do a few tests of different models yesterday. All this printed yesterday, which is crazy that I could get this many multicolored prints. Some of these ones on my P1Ss required me to rely on multiple printers at a time. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and give a general overview. So right here is the Cinderwing Mini Turtle. On the P1S I printed it on. It took around 3 hours. All of this is rounded. So it took about 3 hours and 39 grams of filament. On the Snapmaker, same model, 1 hour. I think it was like 56 minutes. And 14 grams of filament. So that's the waste right there. The biggest waste being just in the purge tower. On to the cows. So the cows we have right here. This is Layers and Green's baby cow. Took 5 hours, which I never print an item by itself on the P1Ss if it's multicolor, but 5 hours and 64 grams of filament. On the Snapmaker, 2 hours and 11 grams. So that's 5 times less for the filament. For the unicorn, this is Cinderwing's unicorn, 9 hours by itself, 116 grams. It's quite a lot of purge. Here, 3 hours and 46 grams. It's crazy the difference. And the last one, this was for an order that I got, which was a cat dragon. This one took 11 hours and 140 grams of filament. On the Snapmaker, it took 7 hours And yes, I know it only shows one color. I made a mistake in the slicer. It still did the same amount of tool changes. I had just assigned the same color to multiple ones, but it still went through the same amount of tool changes. So 7 hours and 96 grams of filament. So as you can see, there's definitely a sizable difference when it comes to the amount of waste and time. The more colors that you have, the greater the reduction you're going to see. Like this one, we have a 3 times less time reduction, 9 hours to 3 hours. And we've got 2.5 in the material reduction. This one was quite sizable. And yeah, so quite a few differences. I'm going to go through the full breakdown in a different video that's going to go through the towers, how long it took. Now, all of this is not factoring in whenever you do start the prints on the Snapmaker. This is purely what the slicer time was saying, which was about right, but there is a 20-minute flow calibration that you do start up. So with any of the prints, there is about 20 minutes added to it for the P1S, or sorry, for the Snapmaker, whereas the P1S, you're good to, it's going to start printing shortly thereafter. All right, past that, I did print some of the Cinderwing polar bears. I didn't have my flush settings right, so there is a little bit of brown showing through, but it doesn't look too bad in my opinion. Right here, and we have some little clickers I'm going to be putting together. And this is for that same order. They requested a rainbow egg to go with it. And we've got some cows for a different order that to come through. So I'm trucking along. I'm going to be starting some orders for the day here shortly, and then making my way to Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys enjoy yourself today. Good morning. It is Friday, and took advantage of Black Friday to go ahead and get me a new shelf for my 3D printed stuff. Pretty soon I'm going to be running out of space. Now this is going to go behind the curtain, but still. As for what I've been printing, I was experimenting with a airless basketball, a mini one, for one of my nephews, as well as this particular, I don't know what kind of a ball it is, supposed to be a bouncy ball. However, I think the TPU I used is too high, so I'm going to try to do it with a lower one that I have and see how it goes. Over here, I do have some large eggs that I'm printing for my nieces and nephews. I'm going to be putting all their gifts inside of that stuff. I tested a TPU ring for a planetary ring system I'm going to print for tomorrow's market. Over here, I have a Lego bath holder that I just got the order for a minute ago. The Snapmaker's hard at work printing a s'mores dragon. I'm going to give it to one of my nieces. And over here, I have another large egg. So those are the size eggs. It's 88% scale egg. I'm going to put a medium dragon inside of it and a few other things for each of my nephews and nieces. Good morning. It is Saturday, and we are set up at the small business market here in Gastonia. We're going to be here from 9 to 2. We'll see how we end up doing. All right, about halfway through the market. So far doing pretty good. It's only been about 2.5 hours, and we're looking at about 500. But surprisingly, for it being a small little market, it's doing really good. Howdy, howdy. It is Saturday, and I'm back from the Small Business Saturday at the Gastonia market. This is the same market that I normally do for my farmer's market, but it was later, from 9 to 2, and it was marketed more as a Small Business Saturday. I wasn't expecting much from it because it was just a, at the same place. I didn't expect too many people. There was more vendors, but They didn't really expect much, and there really wasn't that many people that actually came through. I think the count that they got was around 500. However, that being said, I actually did pretty good. Um, Overall, at the market, we had $501 in cash and $151 card. So not too bad. So that puts the total for that market at $652. Not bad at all. Not for, let's see, that's 5 hours. That's great. Not going to complain at all about it. Overall, I had a few people that purchased a bunch of mystery eggs. Yeah, one person bought 5 mystery eggs alone. I had, some of the Triceratops sold. There is a new fidget I decided to try with some TPU, which is kind of a little planetary fidget, and I wasn't expecting that. I just came with 10, and those sold out like within the first hour. So I'm gonna make some more before the next market, definitely. Past that, it was just a little bit of everything. Let me think, anything specific that really went. Oddly enough, my Triceratops that I have had for a while, I sold the rest of the 3 of them. I mean, that's great. I wasn't expecting it though. I had a couple lobsters. Yeah, that's really it. So overall, I'm satisfied with it. But yeah, so I am going to be back at that market. That's when they're going to be doing their holiday Christmas bazaar in that same place. They are expecting about 2,000 people to come through, and I've been assured I'm the only 3D printing vendor there as well. So hopefully it'll be another great market, but we'll see. Past that, what I'm printing right now is I'm printing some more of those little planetary. We have the inner circles right here and the TPU circles right here that I'm printing. Already have a few of them ready right here. Just need to put them together. I did print a bunch of 80% scale dragons. That's for my nieces and nephews. So got those all finished. Just need to get the dragons to print on the inside. Yeah, so past that, I am doing Cinderwing's new Cookie Dragon. I will say this one is the first really big print that I've done on the Snapmaker. It is 480 color swaps across 4 different colors. And yeah, I think it was 17 hours. So definitely the longest of them, probably due to the detail as well as all the color changes. But it's been trucking along, which is really good because actually the temperature in my garage last night got down to about 52 degrees. And I was concerned with the open bed, how that would cause a problem. But at the very least for this print, it wasn't a problem. So that's a good sign. Still continuously getting impressed with this Snapmaker. If you haven't seen my 5 pros, 5 cons video, I'll try to link it up here for you to see. I definitely would recommend it if you are on the fence about the Snapmaker. And I am looking to do a couple more videos, but those are probably going to be here in a few weeks. I'm going to try to get at least a couple hundred hours out of it so I can give them a higher expectation. As for what else I'm printing, I have an order on my Etsy shop for a brick toothbrush holder. So I'm printing that now. And over here, I have some more of those planetary rings that I'm printing. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it went for this week. As far as Etsy, so it was the Etsy's Cyber Week sale. That is their equivalent of the Black Friday. It started on Monday, and across it, I actually got 13 orders, which is pretty good. A lot of them were smaller orders, though, and it was 25% off. Because that's the only way you could be a part of their cyber sale. So I got the 13 orders, and the total that I got for the week for Etsy was $120. So not bad. The Snapmaker definitely proved itself on some of them because I had some one-off colors that I had to do. So that was a big one, especially for like the cows that I sell. A few people bought the cows in unique colors. So that puts our total for the week at $772. Pretty good week. I was expecting more from Etsy with how they were advertising the cyber market, but you know what? I'll take it. next week, I actually have two festivals. On Friday is when we have the Christmas market at the Gastonia, um, Christmas market, and Saturday. So it'll be Friday and Saturday. Now both days, I think Friday's only 5 hours and Saturday's 6 hours. So we'll see how it goes. My understanding is it's going to be a pretty big turnout. And yeah, my plan for the week is really the Snapmaker is going to be probably focused on some dragons for my nieces and nephews because I'm doing some unique dragons for each of them. And the other printers, um, I'll just be working on orders and some other things. Probably pull out the rest of my products too. I need to print some more of. Definitely more minis because those always go. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And, let me know any additional content that you would like to see, whether you want me to keep showing some videos about the Snapmaker, whether you want me to go into more detail about, some of the products I did. I did have someone who asked me about how I do the hue forges. I'm going to try to touch on that next week in a video, just to kind of explain how I do it. But let me know what you guys are looking for, and I'll get it incorporated into a video. Thank you.